welcome to the nation's capital, where the Red Blacks can't seem to lose all of a sudden. 3-0 to start here at TD Place. The Stamps come to town off a thrilling one-point win of their own over the BC Lions, trying to play road warriors. Marshall Ferguson here alongside Matt Dunnigan. Matthew Shinetti's back with us on the sidelines. Great to have Matty back in the CFL and TSN fold, as well as we look, of course, at Jake Maier, the starting quarterback for the Calgary Stampeders, coming off a 300-yard performance, Matty.
Yeah, and that's becoming a thing for Jake as he settles in. He's one of the silky smooth quarterbacks, and when he's locked in, and on the other side, Drew Brown, he's figuring it out. 4-2. He hasn't lost here at home, and he's silky smooth as well. We're in for a treat this evening.
Bob Dice, head coach of the Red Blacks, says they're playing with a little bit more resilience, a little bit more joy, and that's what he's been enjoying over the last couple of weeks for the Ottawa Red Blacks. And Dave Dickinson not running the ball with the pace that they'd like to see right now. He said Jake Maier is starting quarterbacks, managing the game and the pocket well, but they want to take some shots down the field. Maybe we will see that early on, because it was the Ottawa Red Blacks winning the toss. They deferred. Calgary decided to receive to kick off this game tonight in week number 8 as the sun sets over TD Place. A picturesque day here in Ottawa. And in week 8, it's Friday night football here on TSN as Peyton Logan receives the opening kickoff at his own 25, heads to the near sideline, and pushed out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line as out comes Jake Maier off that 307-yard performance against the Lions.
Yeah, 16-20 as a starter in this league, right? He's got his team at 500 this year, and a lot of people talking about the improvement which you're seeing from him in his decision-making. He's got all the tools. When he gets hot, he's as fun to watch as anybody. It should be a great night.
His 8th career game-winning drive last week against BC. Comes in with those 11 touchdown passes to just 5 interceptions. Been taking care of the football. That's been a big part of the success for the Stamps when they've got in the win column. First snap of the ball game, turns around, hands it off. Dedrick Mills carries the rock forward for a gain of about 6 yards as we take a look at the Calgary Stampeders starting offense.
Yeah, if you look at that, I've highlighted Eric Smith makes his 3rd start tonight. He had a little help from his friends there as they went double tights in that 1st and 10 play, trying to run the football. And then on the outside, in the backfield, you're going to get Mills doing it. He's best in the league so far this season. And Eccles moves from X all the way over to Z as Philpott moves to X, and that's because our good friend and young promising receiver Clark Barnes is out of the lineup.
A tough loss for the Stampeders, 143 yards in the last 2 for Clark Barnes, but not in the lineup here tonight. Game time decision, he can't go, so Eccles is in as Jake Maier looks to throw. He gets it out of his hands. Jalen Philpott makes the grab, but Davian Taylor flies up, and it's a 2-and-out right off the hop for the Red Blacks defense.
Yeah, first-year player from Colorado. He reacted to this very quickly. It's like he's been doing a little film study over the week, and, well, he reacted beautifully to this and said, nah, not today. Got a good first down run, put yourself in second and manageable. That's a loss of about 3 yards there. Just a heads-up play to start the defense out. And tell you what, Red Blacks are hard-nosed in their backyard this year. Doesn't come easy when you come here.
Defensive coordinator Baron Miles will be happy with that start to the ball game for Ottawa, as now Cody Grace has this one hang very high up in the Ottawa sky, drops down around the 25-yard line. About a 6-yard return as we get a look at Drew Brown onto the field. Matty.
Yeah, and we got 2 quarterbacks, ex-quarterbacks up in the booth, and I don't know about you, Marshall, but I like watching these 2 kids learn the game in front of our eyes, and Drew Brown's been doing that. And, you know, when he doesn't beat himself, and we know, and we'll talk about this, the turnover ratio for the Red Blacks is not where they want it. And, you know, when you're young, I can attest that you're going to turn the football over. But this kid somehow found ways to manage it and to come back in grand style. Drew Brown is special.
See what he's got here on the opening Red Blacks possession. They try to cut it back for Rock Armstead, and Raquel's going to get wrapped up and brought down. James Vaughters is the one who gets the tackle for loss. They've been missing that in the Calgary defense as we see Ottawa's offense.
Yeah, Drake Centers starting to left tackle because Boyd is down, and that was a game-time decision. And so he gets his first start. Keep your eye on that position there. Armstead, as we saw right there, he's one of the best in the league. He can do it through the ground and through the air. Big back. He's got sweet feet. And Justin Hardy, one of my favorite receivers in the league. When he catches the ball, watch him get it out of his break, folks. It's special to watch. Just keep your eye on that. He's as good as anybody in the league.
And Bob Dice's Red Blacks take a penalty after they went backwards on that running play. And so you tag that yardage on, and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 23.
You don't even have a lather as a quarterback. You're behind the sticks, backed up inside your 20, and you're looking second forever.
See how aggressive Drew Brown is here. Goes underneath. That is complete. Trying to turn and get to the 30-yard line, but unable to. Khalil Pimpleton, crazy to think that's just his 10th catch of the season. It does go for a gain of 11, but the impact he's had in a limited opportunity.
Yeah, Pimpleton's tough in open space, and you saw veteran DB and Mario Houston make that open field tackle on him. They're happy to have him back because he's been out with an ankle since week 4, and Mario Houston in open field made that look relatively easy against Pimp. Can I call him Pimp? What does Kate and them call him? They call him Sir Pimpleton?
Lord Pimpleton?
Lord Pimpleton? Yeah.
Peyton Logan back to receive this one just inside his own 30 is a great punt from Richard Leone into a drifting wind. And Logan's got room to run. Cuts it back, and at the end of the play, the ball comes out. But it will be Calgary football with great starting field position. They've been doing that early and often this year. The Stampeders, one of the best in starting field position in the CFL. Peyton Logan getting it done in replacement of Eric Brooks, who's out with injury. Gary Johnson on the tack.
Instantaneous now when this guy touches the football. And we've got so many great returners across the league, and Peyton Logan's showing you why. Gets good block at the point. And then Gary Johnson, if he's not there in the hustle play, first, fourth-year player from Texas, he's not there. That one's to the house. Good effort on both sides, and Logan putting the stamps, good field position.
215 return yards last week, including a 50-yard punt return. Logan back to work here with Dedrick Mills in the backfield. Jake Mayer stutters around the pocket, dumps it off, and the check down is going to be close to enough for the first down, and that's basically what Jake Mayer has been doing, avoiding disaster and getting the football out of his hands for the last couple weeks.
This is 4-1 to the boundary, and you got 4 receivers to the right, and you've got a hitch screen, fake hitch screen with a pump, trying to get something over the top, and then the last check down is the back release, and Mayer knows where everybody's at. Doesn't panic, climbs the pocket, finds his running back, and picks up 9. This is just very nice. There's a lot going on there. 4-1 to the boundary, kind of a tendency breaker right there for sure.
33 straight starts for Jake Mayer. Tonight's 34. As he begins this game, he'll hand it off once again, and a brick wall right there. Real close. It looks like Lorenzo Malden right at the point of attack alongside the veteran Cleon Lang.
Yeah, I think Malden and the boys up front just put him up for another loss on second down like we saw in the first series. As there is nowhere to run, they are penetrating that backfield, and he is met there by Malden and company, and that's a loss on the down, forcing maybe a long field goal attempt here by Rene Paredes, who's been outstanding. Got a streak on the line with this one.
Yeah, putting it at risk right now, Matty. They got 19 straight out of Rene Paredes. He's 100% on the season in field goal attempts.
He and Sean White, the two only guys remaining on that streak. It's fun to watch. These guys have been brilliant all year. We talked about teams justifiably so. See what we got here.
Bit of a drifting wind at his back. Paredes steps into it from 50 yards away. More than long enough and accurate as well. The streak continues as 218 games played, now number 11 in CFL history. Rene Paredes knocking it through. Only needs 70 more games to get to Ron Lancaster in the top 10 in games played. Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He's getting more and more comfortable in this offense. Here's a look at what he did last week against Edmonton.
Yeah, and it's interesting watching this kid compete, and he does, and it really doesn't seem flustered. And he's like a duck in water, just going 1,000 miles an hour underneath it and on top of it. Cool as ever. And it continues to show late in games where he delivers in a big way here, especially at home.
Came in just 3 passing yards behind his counterpart, Jake Mayer, on the other side. As Calgary showed like they were going to blitz here, game of cat and mouse at the line of scrimmage. Brown went hard count. And Calgary thinks it's procedure.
Procedure, Ottawa number 59. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
That's Cyril Hogan St. Don, the center out of Laval.
I didn't think centers could be wrong. Just hanging on to it maybe a little too long. Let's see. Oh, it just fell off. He lost his balance like a bear in the woods.
I'd fall backwards too if I had this Calgary D-line standing right over the top of me on a hard count. They'll empty it out 4-2. Raquel Armstrong, the running back, goes out. They throw to Pimpleton, trying to dig it out of the turf. And will they spot the football? Let's take a look at the Calgary defense, as it looks like they will. Yes.
Yeah, sweet catch. And you know, a guy that makes you kind of lean in your stance a little bit is Clarence Hicks, first-year player from Texas San Antonio. And back end, you got Cameron Judge, who drew the short stall last week, did a great job of containing Vernon Adams, shut down that offense. And the back end, like I talked about, DeMario Houston coming back at corner for being on the injured list since week 4 with an ankle. We saw him an open field tackle first series on Pimpleton, and seems healthy, and they're happy to have him back.
A challenge here from the Calgary Stampeders. You can see Dave Dickinson talking to our referee, Ben Major, believes that was an incomplete pass. I wondered, Matt, he looked like Pimpleton tried to get his hand underneath it, but we'll see what the command center will say upon further review.
Just trying to read his body language there. You know, see if he gets comfortable over there on that bench, or if he's going to sell it.
Calgary is challenging the ruling on the last play. They believe it should have been an incomplete pass. The play will be reviewed.
A quick look at it here is, can Pimpleton from Brown run the little in-breaking route, and that one's probably coming back. But regardless, great effort from Pimpleton. They'll take a look at it. Back in the command center, replay official tonight, Al. Welcome back to Ottawa as Cleo Pimpleton waits for the call from the command center. We'll get one more look at it here as he tried to, again, dig this one out from the tee place turf. You can see that downward facing spiral from Drew Brown. He was trying to hook it around a couple of defenders, and he did. The only question is, did he actually get it to Pimpleton's waiting hands? We'll hear from the command center now with our referee, Ben Major.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field is overturned to an incomplete pass. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 yards to go. And we're going to put 9:15 on the game clock.
So that brings Coach Dave Dickinson to even at 2 for 4 over this season. 1 to 3 coming to this game in challenges. Got that one, so he's moved up to 50%. And that's a big one because it forces another 2nd and long. And really, Ottawa's had nothing going in the first 6 minutes of this football game offensively because of that defense putting them in these situations.
Hard count here. Brown trying to use his voice to try and affect the defensive line, and another throw down and away. And this one, Jalen Ackland does go and get for his quarterback his 25th catch of the season, and all smiles from 23.
Yeah, a little better protection, so he's able to step into this one a little bit better. I believe Jalen's right down here, and he's just running a little dig across the middle. Get past the depth of the linebackers, find that window. The quarterback does. He's got some room to follow through this time, puts a little more on it, and moving the sticks.
Gain of 19 yards for Jalen Ackland. Fresh set of downs, just shy of the 55. Fake the run to Armstead. Now Brown loads it up, grips it to the outside. That one will go to Justin Hardy. Smooth as ever for the leading receiver and target getter in this Red Blacks passing attack.
Yeah, I talked about at the top of the show because I love the way this guy moves, and he catches the ball and he gets out of his break quicker than anybody, I believe, in the Canadian Football League. Watch Justin Hardy catch this ball at the tail end of this play as we just let it roll out here. Just an out. He sees the defense. Ball's thrown where he can turn it up. Watch, bang! Upfield, moving the sticks.
Motion Hardy in the backfield this time. Act like they're going to pitch to a backside screen to Armstead. That is all in the design of this one. And Armstead making hay inside the 30 as they drew it up and executed it to perfection once again. First down and a gain of 18.
Yeah, Tommy Condell just going to work. You know, a little play, little play action, thinking a little shuffle over the top and his fly sweep to the field. No, sir. Checking back down to the rock, coming out of the backfield on the backside. Good look at it. Play fake. Fake that little option to the field. Find Armstead all alone over here, making people miss, going out of bounds on his own free will.
Now they'll show all sorts of action in the backfield. Misdirection, and out in front it's Hardy. It'll count as a carry after flipping it backwards. They got Anthony Gosselin, the fullback, out in front. And Tommy Condell with the misdirection on back-to-back plays, dialing it up here for the Red Blacks.
Yeah, you know, you got to show Tommy Condell. It's like, hey, we're gonna get these 2nd and longs figured out, and they have on this drive. And from there, he's got a little momentum, a little juice going, and Hardy showing off his skills through the air and on the ground. Another beautifully designed play, giving Calgary a lot to think about defensively. That'll soften you up in a heartbeat right there.
Into the score zone they go inside the 20. Acklin and Rhymes a combined 3 of 12, 0 touchdowns when targeted so far this season. Now look into the end zone for Acklin on cue. Touchdown Red Blacks.
Yeah, you soften up the defense, and it really eliminates any type of pressure that you get. A 3-man rush here. Just sitting back there, pitching the tent. Drew Brown is, lofts it over the top, finds Acklin in behind the defense, and that was a beautiful drive. Well called, well executed, just being on the same page. Tommy Condell's young quarterback, Drew Brown, showing you how to get it done with the weapons on the field.
14 yards, and how about Drew Brown standing in there flat-footed and just rips his arm, throws it over the top of a linebacker in front of Benjamin LaBrosse, who's in the 4th overall pick in this year's draft at field halfback tonight. Has a bit of a slow hold this time on a low snap, but the kick is up and good from Lewis Ward. 7 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. And we get to say this a decent amount in the CFL, but that one was really pretty. That was a pretty drive. Yeah, it was. And, you know, overcome 2nd and long, backed up in your own end to start everything. And catch, no catch, and this is a touchdown. Beautiful, just pitch a tent back there. Great protection, only rushing 3. You see where Dozier can't get underneath it, and the ball's lifted beautifully to 23. Jalen Acklin getting the 2nd of the season. Just, that's his 12th of his career. I know that feels good. And you haven't found the end zone that often, you know. For one time in the first 6 weeks of the season, and it doesn't look like it on Jalen's face there, but boy, that one feels good. Well, and the other thing about this, too, is that Jalen Acklin is naturally a boundary wide receiver, right? He wants to play X. Well, Khalil Pimpleton has taken that spot over. They've bumped Acklin over to the field. Not necessarily the most comfortable spot for him, but he's trying to find ways to be productive and help his team, and that'll certainly help. You know, as a receiver, you know, if I can play 3 different positions as opposed to just being stuck out at X, I'm okay with that because I'm all over the field, and he's a veteran player, understands every intricacy of the offense and what Tommy Condell's doing, and he sees it like a quarterback, and he is quarterback on the same page there. The moonshot here will drop down. Peyton Logan crosses the 30 out to the 40 and is hauled down there. The Ottawa touchdown drive. Bob Dice, head coach of the Red Blacks, said this week that Drew Brown came in and was humble, organically became a leader, didn't force anything, and has a high level of maturity, and that showed on this drive. 2nd and long there, they picked it up after there was a procedure on the center. Then Hardy's coming out of the break, and your little yak. Beautifully designed play, get it in the Rock Armstead's hands, little play action, a little fun. You know that's fun to practice and execute. And then throw it dying to one of your favorite receivers, veteran receiver, for the 2nd time this year, find the end zone. Beautifully done. 20 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions in his career as this one dropped by Cam Eccles back into the lineup after missing a couple of games due to injury. As we take a look at the Ottawa REDBLACKS starting defense here, led by Bryce Carter. You got highlighted, right? Yeah, I do. And, you know, I think it really took off last year, obviously, with 12 sacks, because everybody's focusing in on Malden, his teammate, who lit up the year before. And in the middle, Santos Knox leads the team in tackles. He's going to be tested today with Dietrich Mills. And back on the corner, you've got Lamont. Just a kid, the 2nd year from Illinois State. Absolutely just been phenomenal, in my opinion. 37 tackles, being tested a lot. Special player getting lots of opportunities here at Ottawa. This one goes to Mark and Michelle. Dragged out of bounds right next to the sideline. That's Fry, actually, that's checked in. He's playing a little bit of field halfback the first year at Texas Tech, but he can't get there in time, and it's a 1st down for the Stampeders. I got a cool one in my hand. I'm sitting in the stands. I'm loving every bit of this throw. That's a dime thrown across the football field, right on the money to Mark and Michelle. Moves the sticks after being behind him there, and Markin can thank his quarterback for being on point on that one. Boy, that was nice to watch. Lone receiver to the top of your screen is the Canadian Jalen Philpott, all by his lonesome on an island. They'll blitz from the field. Mayer has to get it out of his hands. He does. Reggie Begelton extends his catch streak as Begelton continues to rack them up. 59 games now, and just one shy of Herm Harrison for 6th longest in Calgary history. Right here, and watch him come from depth, and he got somebody coming off the edge, and so he's free. Taylor doesn't
can get there, but he forces the issue. The ball's high. Easy play for Webb as the halfback come up and make the play there on Bagleton because he's kind of compromised, having to go high for it on a pressured ball. I mean, Reggie didn't want his 59 straight on that one, but guaranteed he'll have some more tonight.
Second and long. Mayer with pressure gets it away and just over the outstretched arms of Mark and Michelle, incomplete. And the Ottawa defense off the field again.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Marshall, pressure in his face, and you know any quarterback can sit back there and throw darts when you have time, but he did not have that chance. So the ball sails on him. Mark and Michelle can't get it. It's Bryce Carter off the edge, and Jake Mayer's face, forcing that errant throw.
Not sure if it's playing at home. The black uniforms they updated this year. Baron Miles is defensive coordinator, but his defenders are flying around for Ottawa in the first quarter. Two-man return is back there. Pimpleton and Addison, and Pimpleton's got to get on this one as Cody Grace is running down the field. Pimpleton doesn't know, and Grace went diving for it. Grace did everything he could, and for all the work that Khalil Pimpleton has done in the CFL, someone's going to have to update him on who can recover the kick.
Yeah, he's got, Coach, what just happened? Corey, what just happened? Here comes,
there is no penalty on the play for no yards. Calgary 24 is the punter.
Man, it was close.
It's going to be first down.
Inches away from disaster for the Red Blacks.
Getting coached up by Mark Gillum, his special teams coach, and Ottawa's like, oh no, here he comes. Get it. You got to talk to Pimpleton and get him dialed in because the rules are a little different up there. Just look at Mark Gillum, assistant head coach for the Stampeders. One of the best in the league, has been for a couple decades now.
When Dave Dickinson couldn't travel here, I believe it was last year, Killam ended up stepping in and getting victory on the road. Is now Brown from his own end zone steps into this one to the outside, and who else does he go right back to? Trying to rebuild the confidence maybe in Khalil Pimpleton immediately with a little ISO route.
Yeah, and it's pretty simple route, and going to come back route to the field. Quarterbacks, we love throwing this. It's difficult to throw. Timing, you got to trust your receiver. I like the route. Just push him off. You don't have to turn your back to the quarterback, turn around, and ball beyond you. Watch this. Boom, here it comes.
Gain of 14 yards. How about doing that against Demario Houston, who's back in the lineup, the 2023 interception leader, and already has 2 on this season. Still tied for third despite missing a couple of games. Is now handed off, and Rock Armstead's going to go for a little jog on the outside. Spins back and bounces off his own blocker. And makes it past the 35 to about the 37-yard line, and another big gain here for the Red Blacks.
Yeah, he's trying to set up Pimpleton on the block, and he breaks free. It's a blitz, and you send everybody, you better have your gaps canceled. They left one open, makes a nice move with those sweet feet right there. Isn't the secondary? He's trying to set it up. He actually runs right over Pimpleton, right into Mario Houston. I know the Rock's probably thinking, dang, I should have had some more.
Gain of 20 there for Raquel Armstead as they'll fake inside, flip it outside to Armstead, puts his shoulder down. Good piece on first down. Average starting field position so far in this first quarter. Calgary from their own 46, Ottawa from their own 25, and backed up here again, but they're making gains.
Demario Houston getting a workout early in this first quarter. Welcome back. It's been challenged a lot of different ways, and this one is just a physical challenge. How much do you want it? Let's go up there and play some real football and try to tackle that guy in open space with a head of steam.
Red Blacks have started 11 drives inside their own 20 so far this year. 0 touchdowns to show for it. Trying to get one on the board here with a long drive after the Jalen Ackland touchdown catch just minutes ago. And this one off the hands of Khalil Pimpleton. And it will be the punting unit with Richie Leone coming off the sideline.
Got a little bang route, and he's open. Ball's put on him. Second one in a couple weeks, we've seen this kid put on the ground. We're not going to say it's a thing, but maybe some nerves early for the young man playing in front of his home crowd. Saw him drop a post against Edmonton last week for a touchdown. That one right there.
6 straight completions for Drew Brown before that drop by Pimpleton as Peyton Logan catches this it around his own 20. Good return, almost 15 yards. Dancing down the sideline after a 49-yard punt. Somehow Richie Leone continues to be able to pierce this little bit of a breeze, but dancing down the sideline with a couple blocks here or there to try and help him out.
Yeah, Red Blacks cover teams, #1 in the league, 0 big plays allowed till that guy got involved early with the 32-yarder, and a nice one right there, picking up about 20. So he's putting a hurt on the Red Blacks return teams, which are best in the league, only allowing 8.9 yards per return. Pagan Logan says, no, I'm going to change that tonight.
Jake Mayer hasn't had very much time with the football in his hands in this first quarter. It was Dietrich Mills cuts it back, and a first down on first down for the running game of the Stampeders. Dave Dickinson did say he wants to run the football with a little bit more pace. Well, this is what that looks like in Stamps red and white.
Yeah, double, get to the second level. Just a great job by Bryce Bell right there. Just, it's just gorgeous. Watch him bang and see if we can get him. Oh, no, too bad, but did a great job of doubling, then getting to the second level and washing that man, and easy pickings for Dietrich Mills, picking up 10.
Cam Eccles, Cole Tucker, and Reggie Beggleton to the bottom of your screen. That's where Mayer looks, pressures on. Davian Taylor brings down Jake Mayer. There's a flag in the secondary as Taylor in the front celebrates, bringing down 12.
Now, I'm sure that Jake Mayer hopes that this takes a while to get sorted out, because he got popped big time by Taylor. First-year player from Colorado, scot-free. Believe me, as a quarterback, you get hit so many times in the back when you don't see it coming. You develop a sixth sense, and I'm thinking Jake Mayer's wishing that his sixth sense was a little more in tune.
Ottawa, number 14. It's a 10-yard penalty. Makes it a first down for Calgary.
Illegal contact called against Bennett Williams there. We mentioned Fry earlier backing up Williams at that field halfback spot. First year again out of Oregon. A lot of first years in this secondary for the Red Blacks.
I just feel like they're all around the league.
Yes.
And, yeah, I think we're looking right here. And this is where we're going to see it right there. Not allowed to touch him after 5, let alone 20.
There, stands in, pressure on once again. Down he goes. At the bottom of the pile, Lorenzo Malden. That'll be his 30th career sack.
Yeah, watch Lozo do his thing. He's right there. No. Yeah, that's him. Get some, Lozo. Get them hands off you. Keep working. He's going to work, and Eric Smith making his third start. 2-point stands. That yard barrier, that yard neutral zone is different for guys coming up from the States. Get used to 3 weeks. Obviously not enough time for him to get used to it. Lozo.
Flags will come up here. This snap never happened, and you saw the emphatic applause from Bob Dice after the Lorenzo Malden
procedure
sack.
Calgary, number 64. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still going to be second down.
How great does he have to feel that after having that illegal contact penalty, he gets basically the yardage back on the sack, and then Tate jumps on the right tackle.
Yeah, and there's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You got Bryce over there, and you got smaller, quicker guys that are trying to put you in that no man's land, having a two-way go going, either up the field or underneath. Get that neutral zone. Really an advantage for them when they're working at speed.
Exasperation from Dave Dickinson is now he wants Jake Mayer on 2nd and 22. Roll to his right. Completes this pass. It is Cam Eccles. And right near midfield. They'll be brought down at 11 yards shy of the first down marker. The end of an entertaining first quarter of play here in week number 8. Friday night football. Beautiful weather in the nation's capital. The Red Blacks trying to continue their undefeated streak at home to start 2024. Ottawa 7-3 after the first quarter of play. Back and forth. The real story here tonight, though, is coming back from Copa America. Matthew Shinetti finally has come home to the CFL on TSN. Matty, you have an update on Zach Williams down at field level.
Yeah, it's good to be back, guys. Zach Williams, right guard for the Stampeders. You will see on the sidelines, ice on his calf, hearing he is doubtful to return. But Marsh, as for me, it's good to be back.
Excited to have you back in the fold as we hope Zach Williams gets back on the field sooner rather than later. Started at right guard. They did dress 7 offensive linemen here tonight for the Stampeders, but they'll start to look at Rodine Brown, Christian Canu, a couple of different bodies moving around there, and having Eric Smith checking in at that left tackle spot just before the game as well. They've been looking for some consistency from their offensive line play in the last couple of weeks, and whenever they've had it, Jake Mayer has been pretty clean and made some real nice throws.
That helps.
Yeah, Cody Grace.
Helps to have Schneider back, too.
Knocks this one. A sidewinder dropping down to the 14-yard line of the Red Blacks. And spinning off a couple of tackles is Khalil Pimpleton out to the 24-yard line as a gain of about 10 on the return.
An impressive young player, Marshall, is Khalil Pimpleton. And you got to be special to turn your back on a defense like this. Returning and watching the hole here. He's going to get what he can, and he's just going to spin it. And I'm going to blindly just put my back to all these guys that are trying to knock me into next week. Different kind of animal right there from Michigan, Muskegon, Michigan.
Yeah, Drew Brown gave a great quote this week. Said, God doesn't make anyone perfect, but he's only a few inches off with Khalil. He said he's a perfect receiver for his style of game as they'll hand it off. Brock Armstead somehow breaks through 2 tackles, and the ball's on the turf. It looks like Drew Brown's walking away. Calgary believes that they have it, and this has been the problem. Turnover deficit in
second
games,
down.
and it is Ottawa possession. But when it comes to the turnover differential, -6 for the Ottawa Redblacks. That's last in the CFL. It's not interceptions. It's not turnovers on downs. It's fumbles lost, 7 of them.
Yeah, and just keep your eye on Armstead. He makes somebody miss in the backfield. That's Dozier. The ball's out there. That's his 3rd fumble on the season. He actually, as he's on his back, reaches out his left arm and secures it. So it's 3 fumbles and 2 he's lost, and he got lucky on that one.
Safety blitz here. They'll throw right in the middle of the field, and Dominique Grimes dug it out of the TD Place turf. How about that from Drew Brown, standing in, recognizing the blitz and delivering.
Right over the top of Micah Awe, and Awe can't believe it as the ball's just feathered in over the top. Awe getting a deep drop. He's right in the middle of the field. He leaps. He can't get up there high enough, and the ball's feathered in beautifully. Oh, man, it's a pretty ball. Like I said, these guys have time. They can make it happen. They're fun to watch. One with a little bit more experience than Jake Mayer than Drew Brown, but boy, when they get hot, they're silky smooth, and they can sling it with the best of them.
Gain of 24. They were late breaking the huddle here as they're trying to get to the line of scrimmage. Now they're not on the line, and now Drew Brown's trying to call timeout.
I think he got it
before they have the time count. The flag is down, but was the timeout called first?
I think he got it in.
Before the play clock went to 0, we have timeout, Ottawa.
Yeah, it was slow coming in, and I saw Drew Brown waving to the sideline, doing the old again, again, again. I didn't get what you wanted from me.
Yeah, Travis Ward on the sidelines there, and you're looking at head coach Bobby Dice trying to figure out what's going on. Travis stepped out on the field, getting the guys where they're supposed to be, getting them on the same page. It's not what the quarterback knows. It's not what Donnie Condell knows. It's what everybody in the huddle knows is can go out there and execute.
And standing in the background there behind Bob Dice is one Jeremiah Masoli on the dress roster tonight. We'll have more on him from Matthew Shinetti coming up throughout the evening. But great to see number 8 back in a uniform as the Red Blacks starter, Drew Brown.
A lot of arm talent on that field. Some of it on the sidelines.
At the controls. As Brown steps up, slings this one to Pimpleton, makes the grab, pops back up onto his feet, and then Cam Judge will haul him down at the 31-yard line. It's been nothing if not an adventure for Khalil Pimpleton through the first quarter in a couple minutes.
So watch, this is called climb the pocket. Drift, left tackle, pushes everybody around, spot it beautifully outside. He climbs and gets it and picks up a really 3-hard yak after that catch. Watch him. He knows instinctively up. I'm gonna get some more. Those are 3 tough, hard-earned yards after that one.
You get the sense that Drew Brown has gone to the Zach Collaro school of shaping the football around defenders.
Shape-shifting.
Manipulating the football to go where he wants. This time he'll hand it off to Raquel Armstead in the running game. Picks up about 4 yards on first down, 2nd and 6.
Sometimes you got to stick your nose in there no matter what position you're playing. That was Trey Roberson making a tackle 4 yards down the field. Veteran guy read it, closed, had a good tackle. There's another good-looking drive by the Red Blacks. We saw one in the first quarter. See if they can't capitalize here and keep a little momentum on their side offensively.
Or if Ottawa takes a shot on the edge of the score zone, there's a blitz look from the Stampeders. They'll come. Brown has to get it out. He does. To Pimpleton. Catches it at the 21-yard line. And where will they spot it?
That's rookie and veteran corner, rookie receiver. Blitz in his face, read out beautifully. There's Houston, inside leverage. He just kind of reacts a little bit late. He just gets the tail end and bottom of his feet. Otherwise, Pimp's in the end zone. Smacked his head hard on the ground, bounced up like he's young, and he is. And thank goodness, because that one smarted from up here.
Got the first down by about half a yard. As the 5'8", 163-pound Khalil Pimpleton out of Central Michigan continues to make plays. Nick Mardner standing next to him now, the rookie first-round pick at 6'6". Brown fading away, throws it into traffic. Incomplete mercifully as Demario Houston was hunting for his 3rd interception of the year.
Yeah, a guy we all know. And yeah, just pressure. Just both outside backers just coming off the edge, just coming here. Going to make life difficult for Drew Brown. Doesn't get to set his feet, and this is under duress, and you're taught as a quarterback young age, easier said than done. Don't throw under duress. And the receiver has no idea the ball's being delivered. You're just getting rid of it and hoping to prayer, and his prayers were answered on that one.
Brent Monson, defensive coordinator, sending the heat. He does once again as Brown fading away, gets it complete underneath the Pimpleton. And a flag will come out at the end of this one, likely after the play, as Brandon Dozier pops onto his feet and doesn't like it very much. Getting tossed by Raquel Armstead, and that will likely make the field goal attempt here for Lewis Ward a little bit deeper.
Well, an advantaged Calgary defense in that 2nd and 10 after that errant throw and ill-advised throw by the young quarterback Drew Brown. Boy, they were in their playbook there, played everything underneath, and they came up and threw to the ball, made a nice play. But Monson's defense looked solid and shutting the door, bending and not breaking. They're late.
Michael Awe said this week to us that 5 defensive coordinators for him in 4 years. This is the first time in his career he's been able to actually have 2 seasons with the same defensive coordinator and grow into a system. Brent Monson is the one calling the shots on that. As you see Juwan Simpson standing alongside him, a former great Stampeders linebacker.
And not a bad guy. And we're seeing a lot of that turnover this, in recent years. Just outstanding football players becoming coaches on the sidelines and just parlaying their experiences to the players. Nick Lewis is there as well, along with Juwan Simpson. I just loved his play, as he was just an incredible linebacker. And now he's been a great addition to Brent Monson's defensive staff.
And as a young quarterback who was in camp with the Stampeders in 2013, truly the most terrifying person, Juwan Simpson, to walk into a CFL locker room and go, man, that guy is huge and physical and fast.
Snot bubbles coming out of his nose, just absolutely on fire and fearless, and just had all the abilities to make things happen defensively. He was a great leader and led by example a lot of times and said some things when he had to.
And Raquel Armstead.
Okay, after the play, we have a player misconduct against Ottawa, number 25. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Done.
However, since it's his 2nd misconduct, he's disqualified from the remainder of the game. It's going to be 3rd down for Ottawa.
Wow, and I wondered about this coming in, Matty, because obviously when you get the 2 objectionable conducts, it's not negotiable. It's you get 2 of them, you're done for the day. They didn't dress a backup running back. Anthony Gosselin and Marco Dubois are listed as the officials. I wonder if we see Braylon Addison as the running back for the rest of the night here. Addison has played running back at times for Tommy Condell in Hamilton and here in Ottawa.
Makes a block, and then he's following Dozier, and he pushes him from behind. Flag comes in. You heard Ben Major. That's 2. Disqualification. short night for Rock Armstead. That's going to hurt that offense for sure.
A lot of weight on the shoulders of Drew Brown. If they don't have Raquel Armstead, which they will not, ejected from this football game is Lewis Ward. After all of the negotiation and conversation with the officials, ends up putting 3 more on the board for the Red Blacks. 10-3. They've just lost their only running back on the roster. Welcome back to Ottawa as Raquel Armstead kicked out of this ball game for 2 objectionable conduct penalties. The first one was basically for just talking a bunch of smack. The second is for that, Matty, the shove in the back of Brandon Dozier. So the top 5 in CFL rushing yards is gone from this game in the locker room. We'll see how Ottawa's offense evolves, but Calgary has the football. Yeah, I'm guessing at Braylon Addison right there, BA putting the headset on means a quick conversation with Tommy Condell to change his evening dramatically, as now the other side goes back to their running game. A little salt in the wounds with their starting running back who churns the legs, Dedrick Mills, for a gain of 7.
Yeah, I think you got to get back to this. He's such a big part. Needs to be. I don't care who you are. A little, not the smoothest of handoffs between quarterback and running back, but decent gain of 7, 6.5, and Dickey will take that all day. So any other quarterback. Peyton Logan in the backfield now.
Yeah, Stamps averaging over 100 yards rushing on the season, second in the CFL, coming in as they try to go with a little middle screen to Jalen Philpott. And on 2nd and 4, getting creative with it instead of going back with the hammer, Dedrick Mills, and it'll leave him 2 yards short.
Yeah, not as the aftermath of that play. Scrap it on 2nd and 4. A lot going on there to try to pick up 4. They pick up 2, and they got a punt. Cody Grace coming on the field. We know he's lathered after a couple punts ago. Hustled down, almost picked up an onside punt.
You think Pimpleton's going to let this one roll around? And,
you know, I'm just screaming, catch it in the air.
I had a feeling that was a one-time lesson, as he'll catch this one at his own 15, heads for the boundary, gets a block, and turns on the speed all the way out to the 35 as a quick and efficient gain of 20 yards on the play, as the Ottawa REDBLACKS 3-0 at home this season, matching their 2023 home win total, trying to up it to new. Getting into a rhythm offensively and having to switch your running back, not ideal. But Raquel Armstead off the field, and there is Braylon Addison, as expected, standing alongside Drew Brown. They go with a quick screen out to Pimpleton, one-on-one, makes a man miss, and a first down for Pimpleton on a little isolated screen. That's one way to try and stay away from the running game, but Braylon Addison, he's done this before. He's done a little bit of everything before, but we'll see how he adjusts and if the offense can keep flowing.
Yeah, watch here, and then watch the movement back inside by a defensive lineman for the Calgary Stampeders. That is Wiley coming hard, makes a hit. Big hit, a little late, picks up the first down, but that's hustle, no doubt. Bowder's out there. Roberson turning him inside. Here comes the posse, punishing him and stapling him to the turf.
Brown takes the handoff here to Addison, and then he'll just go down.
Coming in waves.
And was that Cam Judge getting home? It was, and that'll be his 2nd sack of the season. Tried the little run fake to Addison. I don't think anybody was buying.
Yeah, just watch him coming in waves on the outside, then underneath. The guys come in as he tries to climb the pocket and move to no man's land. Everybody just kind of roses there. Judge is there. Hicks is squeezing him. Just love it. It's kind of trapped. Don Matthews used to run that back in the day. Fly him, make the quarterback climb, push and collapse the pocket, and kind of put him in a cage and squeeze him a little bit.
Tough down and distance here for Brown. Steps up in the pocket, down the field, Jalen Acklin. Oh, just missed him. As Ben LaBrosse. And you can see the frustration from Drew Brown right there as he almost dug himself out of an almost impossible hole with this throw.
Yeah, and he's coming over from your right side into the middle of the football field, about where that fish on the back end is standing. Just watch this play out. Looks like Jalen Acklin is just really trying to get there with everything he has. And not on the same page, yeah, just off. You know, his quarterback, he'd want that one back.
165 yards already for Drew Brown, 12 of 16. That throw would have put him over 200 in the first half if it would have been completed. Now Peyton Logan gets tackled around the 25-yard line as Drew Brown wishing he could have had this throw back, get on the same page with Jalen Acklin. He's already on the tablet, staring it down. That could have been a big one for the Red Blacks as they lead 10-3. A couple of injury updates down to Matthew Shinetti.
Yeah, Marshall, you can see over my left shoulder, there's Dominic Grimes, a heating pad on his right hip. Before that last series, Red Blacks medical staff was working on that hip. And earlier, I know you mentioned Jeremiah Masoli. Well, he is back tonight in uniform. And Matty, I know when we talk about quarterbacks and injuries and the number of injuries that Jeremiah Masoli has sustained, it's just good to see guys in pads again. Now, of course, Bob Dice says this is Drew Brown's team, no doubt about it. But when speaking to Jeremiah Masoli before the game and watching with a smile on his face, he told me, Matty, it's good to be back.
Oh. Yeah, I know it is. Whether DeMario Houston coming off a 4-week or you been that man, Jeremiah Masoli. Oh, no.
Drop there from Cole Tucker. Incomplete as the 4th overall pick in last year's draft can't make his 7th catch of the year as Masoli 5 starts since signing in CFL free agency 2022. 383 days since he was last in uniform. He's 35 years old. At this point, it feels like he's finding a lot of joy around the game, but don't get it twisted. He wants to compete. He wants to play again.
Yeah, and you know, Drew Brown, if he's 2-4, maybe a different story, but he's 4-2, and I think at the end of the day, like you mentioned, Marshall, just good to be on the sidelines, a brotherhood, back on the field. I know he's been contributing, but Jeremiah is getting closer.
Jake Merritt, pressure on, down he goes. That front for the Red Blacks gets home once again. That's Bryce Carter making the play, as now 1 of 7 on second down conversions are the Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah, it's 3rd on the season. Bryce Carter just saying, hey guys, here I am. I believe he's right here in the corner. Watch him just get speed and go do your thing. Ooh, he just breaks it. Oh, yeah. Hey, Cleon Lang doing the dirty work there, a little loop out backside and putting the left tackle, which we talked about, starting in only his 3rd game, Eric Smith in a tough situation. Bryce Carter and company take full advantage.
Grace punts this one away from his own 5-yard line. He'll drive Khalil Pimpleton back to his 45, trying to go with the wide side field return. Bounces off 2 tacklers and somehow at 5'8", 163 rolls his way across the 55. And Pimpleton just keeps making plays, whether it's on offense or in the return game.
Young legs, young legs. That's what it looks like to me. A guy with a whole lot of ability, loves the game, wants to compete. Never say never, gets what he can. Boy, if you didn't know who Khalil Pimpleton was 3 weeks ago, you do now.
Full credit to Malcolm Thompson for turning him back inside, but even once he did, took 3 or 4 more bodies until they could finally bring down Pimpleton. So again, great starting field position for the Red Blacks.
He once scored 3 touchdowns at university level in 5 minutes.
And now Braylon Addison on a swing route. That's one way to get it into his hands while playing running back. BA, Agent 0, makes the grab in front of the Ottawa bench, and they're fired up to see him contributing.
There he is, in space. Why not? He did it at high school level, did it at Oregon. He's done it in the Canadian Football League. When he's healthy, he's as versatile as they come in the Canadian Football League, a jack of all trades and a master of most of them. And Jalen Addison filling it big time for Rock Armstead out with 2 personal fouls.
Talk about Jeremiah Masoli's injury woes. Let's remember, Braylon's gone through a lot as well over the last couple of years, but standing in here in the backfield as Drew Brown throws an absolute rifle shot in between coverage. Dom Rhymes makes the grab off the trainer's table.
Yeah, Dom is going to come in here and draw a lot of traffic in the window that the quarterback, Drew Brown's trying to throw to, is closing quickly. And there it is right there. That is Thompson, the free safety. Malcolm coming over, 4th-year player from Wilfrid Laurier, putting a licking on him, but Rhymes already caught the rock and knew it was coming and said, yeah, that's how we do it.
When they were down inside the 20 earlier, Matty, it was Jalen Acklin with the lone major in this game.
Did you take 14 of 18 for 200 yards and a touchdown from the quarterback in the first half? Yeah, I think so.
Deep drop from Brown, pressure on, and Hill throw this one out to the sideline. Actually makes a man miss. And steps out of bounds as Trey Roberson was coming in hot real quick. And they'll play second down from the 18-yard line.
You know, you just can't catch it and run it. If you're running back, you watch him. Let's pick up. Here come pressure. Why not? There you go. There you go. Get you a little something, something. It wasn't perfect, but the effort's there. The understanding is there. As a quarterback, offensive lineman, teammate, coach, you're appreciative of that effort. Big time. Situation he's found himself in early.
I haven't said Justin Hardy's name much here in the second quarter. And look that direction. It is Pendleton incomplete. Has great coverage that time by Kobe Williams. Has an interception on the year and a great pass defended that time as we've hit the 3-minute warning. Just 13 points on the board, but up and down the field we go with action between these two teams that know each other oh so well despite play.
And so coming up at halftime, we will answer this question by Lee Mack. Paul Applebee's
my God.
long-lost brothers? Are they brothers? Maybe. Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. 305?
Right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
As it is the field goal unit out here for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Net yards, by the way, so far in this ball game. Ottawa 230. Calgary just 32. 27 passing yards right now for Jake Maier compared to the 201 of Drew Brown. As Lewis Ward sends this one through the uprights, 13-3, and it's good from 23 yards out. The PGA Tour continues from Blaine, Minnesota with the 3M Open. Coverage of the third round tees off tomorrow, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on TSN and TSN+.
You got to figure time of possession factors in there too, and Ottawa's dominated that 18-40 to 11-20 here so far. You double that in the second half, you know, you're looking at almost a quarter of a football that you have it more than your opposition. So what did you say, 37, 32 yards?
Yeah, 27 passing yards right now. They hand it off inside Dedrick Mills. But really, I mean, it's if you are the Ottawa REDBLACKS, you're leading 13-3. It's a 10-point advantage, but, I mean, you are 5-6 times the net yards. You'd like to have more out of this game. Calgary's sticking around. I'm a little concerned if I'm the REDBLACKS.
Two good football teams,
yeah.
I think, you know, going at it, and we've seen them play a lot this year. I've watched the REDBLACKS and a bunch. They're hard out. They're a hard football team. They're 4-2 for a reason. I'm going to get to a stat here right now and kind of try to explain this. But that's a 2-and-out for the REDBLACKS defense right there. But you look at the Ottawa team, their turnover ratio is -6. And this is just rounding the football, understanding with the sticks. You got Santos Knox recognizing it, hustling to the ball, outside leverage, inside out by Sherrard Baltimore, knowing that the posse's coming inside. That's good, smart football there. That's why they're off the field once again. Yeah, but this football team is a -6 turnover ratio, and only 6 times all year long across the CFL is teams that lost the turnover battle have won games only 6 times. Ottawa has 3 of those games, so if they can eliminate themselves in turnovers, they're going to be a really, really difficult battle.
They're doing it the hard way, is what we're saying over the last while. Somehow they've found a way to get some victories.
Oh, come on, let's go. Oh.
A little bit of action on special teams, as you expect between these two teams. Very well coached between Bob Dice and Mark Killam.
Guy's clearly at 2 yards out of bounds. I don't care if it's light or whatnot. You just eliminate that. You don't have that up here. Playing clean. Keep it between the lines, fellas.
Oh, bump from Ty Cran. I'm more worried about the one that was in behind the play.
That's too easy.
Lucas Cormier getting into the action. But for the Calgary Stampeders on offense, they've gone 2-and-out on 5 of their 7 first-half possessions. So round of applause goes to Baron Miles. And the defense is see Kangland St. Cyr, the Montreal Caravan product.
Yeah, you don't want to be known for that. Just clean it up.
Brown rips it out to Justin Hardy here on first down. Crosses the 40. Big hit.
Oh, I felt that one up here.
As think that might have been Stampeder on Stampeder. As readjusting the chin strap, Rodney Randall Jr. alongside Brandon Dozier.
Hurry up there at the line. 1:30 on the clock. Make it happen.
Get it out once again with a little bit of a cushion. Pimpleton will cross the 50-yard line and pick up the first down required. Drew Brown already looking to the sideline for the next signal.
Yeah, don't even need a blocker on that one. Guys gave him so much space. He's got to make one guy miss, and with Pimpleton out there, you got to figure that's going to happen, but really easy to pick up 2 yards.
Brown with 5 receivers available. Braylon Addison again playing running back here in for Raquel Armstead. This will be another catch. Justin Hardy. It's 15 yards down to the Calgary 45-yard line.
Almost on cue. You know, he's running this, and he's running this, and you can almost see Drew Brown, you know, aim this ball instead of just let it go. A little higher, he turns up, and he's still running. Moving the sticks here late.
This time they get a chance to catch their breath a little bit as they roll inside. 60 seconds remaining in the first half on Friday Night Football. Justin Hardy and Braylon Addison bump into the left. That's the direction Brown looks, trying to fade it over the top. Cam just drops it in the bucket. And it's the most beautiful, simple, non-touchdown throw you'll see in the CFL this season.
And one of the CFL's best in coverage. Top of your screen coming out of the backfield. Just little catch me if you can. Judge is in pursuit of balls, feathered in there nicely, and Hardy doing his thing. It's like 241 to 31. Brown over Mayer right now in the first half.
Brown continues to put the football anywhere that he wants it, including this time to Nick Gardner. The rookie out of Auburn, 2nd overall pick, makes the grab in front of the Ottawa sideline. Is Anthony Gosselin, the fullback, off the sideline as well, waiting to see if he's checking in for some extra pass protection here down the stretch with 42 seconds left.
I saw Braylon Addison watching number 0 on the right side. He's still looking for somebody, trying to help out, peeling back, getting somebody late, keeping his quarterback clean. Talk about earning your paycheck.
7-man protection this time for Brown. Pressure on, though, and he will get sacked. Back at the 35-yard line, James Vauders brings him to the turf. 2nd sack of the season.
Yeah, Vauders right here. Watch him do his thing. First time. Doesn't get much of him there. It's pretty simple. Yeah, that's a tough one there for the left tackle. Just trying to figure it out on the fly. Drake Centers not getting enough of that defensive end, and Drew Brown pays the price. Lewis Ward, I got this. He'll pick up the snap.
From 42 yards away. Already made 2, looking for his 3rd triple of the evening. Leone on the hold. Ward knew it was true as soon as it left his foot. 15 seconds remaining in this first half. And the Red Blacks up 16-3 over Calgary.
I think very interesting ball game the way it's playing out. It's dominating the line of scrimmage and time of possession, passing yardage. Only up 13, so Calgary's still sticking around. But hey, hats off to their defense, special teams, offense, just trying not to turn the ball over. We saw it early on, and Armstead got his own fumble back, and then it's just been clean football by the Red Blacks and their defense this entire first 30 minutes of play.
Stampeders go back to work with barely any time left here in the 2nd quarter. Check down to Dedrick Mills. Flag comes out. Stop the clock for a second. Going into that snap, 2nd quarter time of possession. Ottawa 10 minutes 28 seconds. Calgary just 4 minutes.
Holding Calgary number 65. 10-yard penalty. Will replay the first down.
Christian Kanu gets called, as we got a variety of rookies contributing all over the field. This one, another 1st-round pick for Calgary, 8th overall this year.
Yeah, he's right over here. And just keep your eyes as this play continues. You can Bryce Carter coming from his right. There's the hands right there on Lozo. You can see it. Carter just hustling that play. Not taking anything for granted, getting out there and a receiver. And in the half here.
If you thought Lorenzo Malden was just a pass rusher, plays like that remind you that he's more than happy to dive in on the run game as well. Playing with the same enthusiasm. Before that snap, just 2 net yards for the Stampeders in the second quarter. So they basically break even here in the second quarter, but they haven't scored in this quarter. And Dave Dickinson with the headset off and trying to figure out how to get the engine revving here.
Yeah, I'm a young quarterback. You know, I'm Jake Merritt. Coach me up. What's going on? Need some help here.
They will kneel it out. And the Red Blacks trying to begin 4-0 at home this season. Have a 13-point advantage.
Mayer can't wait to get in the locker room. First one out of that huddle, running off the field. Drew Brown.
Work to do.
I'd be walking up the field, enjoying that one. 250 in the first half for Drew Brown, slinging it all over the yard. I told you, when these guys get in a rhythm, it's fun to watch, and he's got the tools around him to make it happen, even minus Rock Armstead, who was ejected there in that first half.
Drew Brown tearing it up in this first half.
They're very successful on 1st and 10, 9.5 yards average on first down. They had 4 times they converted on 2nd down, which is not great, but you look at Calgary, 1 of 9 in that department. 0 first downs for Calgary in the second quarter alone. Total dominance by the Red Black defense. Lewis Ward doing his thing.
As we get things underway, Ottawa 1, point toss deferred, and so they will take the football here in the second half. And Khalil Pimpleton will take it across midfield with visions of the end zone, but he'll step out of bounds and pitch it back to the official as he's already inside the Calgary 50-yard line. It'll be a 45-yard kick return.
Yeah, the house of Pimpleton, or the house of Red Black that Pimpleton has made and is making here brick by brick, has just been outstanding. Watching this young man flex his skill set and enjoy the 65 yards width of field and 110 yards in length of field, and just a big field in general. And he ran out of room there, but not before he got it. Calgary.
Brown's first offensive snap starts with another completion. They go to big body Dom Rhymes as they'll be tackled at the 41-yard line for the Stampeders. They have to go against Pimpleton in the return game right now. They got Janarian Grant coming up next week when Toronto comes to Calgary.
Yeah, you got a posse now out front. You got Hardy leading the block. He didn't touch anybody, which kind of affects Rhymes' ability to move on that play, but well-designed play. Not so much executed, but I like it. They pick up almost half.
Let's look from the Stampeders. They'll come. Brown quickly out of his hands to the impromptu running back for a 2nd down conversion. Raquel Armstead was kicked out of this game after taking 2 objectionable conduct penalties. Braylon Addison, number 0, has been playing running back. This time empties it out and gets himself a pass completion.
Just see it here and just go sit down here, and I'll get it to you, and I'll be out of harm's way. We'll pick up the 1st down, and that's what happens.
Drew Brown in rhythm and seeing it well. He's got 4 receivers to his right at the bottom of your screen. Quickly out of his hands once again, Dominique Grimes, and the football's on the turf. Brandon Dozier has collected it, but was he down by contact before the football was out?
Yeah, those whistles didn't go until after Dozier picked it up.
They will say that he was down.
Yeah, late whistle. Justifiably so, because you see a ball out. You don't want to whistle it dead because you want the play to continue so that you can. Yeah, definitely.
Elbow down, and so now it is 2nd and medium here, just on the edge of the 25-yard line.
Moving quickly here, though, with that big return by Pimp, and here we are.
Brown, deep drop, loads it up, looking for Don Rhymes against Benjamin LaBrosse. They go step for step, and it's incomplete as LaBrosse playing at that field halfback spot tonight. They're trying to find some answers there and giving the rookie 4th overall a shot.
Yeah, Marshall, as a quarterback, you know, you're just looking for something. You just work back into that football a little bit. Yeah, I don't see much of anything there. I think Rhymes is he's tripping, just doesn't get it, can't get to it. It's just one of those like, wah, wah, wah. the end of a play, it's just like you thought there something more exciting would have happened with the ball in the end zone like that, but both guys kind of fell and the ball fell harmlessly to the ground.
Well, Drew Brown said to Matthew Shinetti at the end of the first half, they got to find ways to punch it in to score to get majors. Well, Lewis Ward continues to cash in, but the Red Blacks would love to see more touchdowns and less field goals. Regardless, 19-3 as Ward knocks another through the uprights. Ottawa in control early in the second half. Red Blacks that have been putting in work and shutting down the Stampeders' offensive attack from the very first snap, which was that play.
Yeah, and we've talked about the inability to move the ball, period, by the Calgary Stampeders. Red Blacks defense mixed it up beautifully. In fact, they held Calgary to 4 yards in the second quarter. 4.
Calgary 39 net yards. And this time, Mayer will get hit as he throws, completes it underneath. And the Stamp starting quarterback pops up onto his feet with a completion and moving the sticks, Reggie Begelton.
Yeah, just keep your eye on quarterback earning his money right here. Climbing the pocket, getting smacked. High load right there. It goes low, and there goes high. Moves the sticks, though. Do what you got to do. Get some momentum back, start clawing back down 16.
I haven't said the name of DeAndre Lamont very much tonight because he hasn't had to make very many plays. It's been this front, Bryce Carter, Lorenzo Malden, Cleon Lang. And once again, that defensive front stacks up Dedrick Mills for a gain of just a couple.
Yeah, just penetration, disrupting that run. And he was fortunate to pick up a couple yards because D lineman in the backfield of the Calgary Stampeders just disrupting any type of flow for the run game. And they're winning up front, and it's all it is to it. Take a look at Lozo right there. Cleon Lang, Bryce Carter, Mike Wakefield.
There sets his shoulders to the right, comes back left and incomplete.
You see him throwing off his back foot, getting happy feet.
Flipping it.
Just like under duress. Yeah, just watch his feet and then watch the urgency of the throw, really not knowing where it's going. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, he's very uncomfortable right back, and justifiably so. Yeah, just on that second down situation, averaging only 1.4 yards. They needed 8. It's not going to get it done.
Michael Wakefield, the closest defensive lineman that time. So Cody Grace has been a very busy man as the punter of the Stampeders here this evening. Drops it down. Pimpleton makes the first man miss. Now another. And now he's looking for some running room. Gets a block out in front. Pimpleton cuts it back. Stays on his feet. Now he's off to the races. No one's going to touch him. Touchdown, Red Blacks. You felt it coming, Matty. He had the big return on the opening kickoff to start the second half. That one, 99 big ones to the house.
Muskegon, Michigan, in the house, building this one play at a time. Khalil Pimpleton getting help from his teammates and then showing off the wheels and the endurance and the speed to take it to the house. Well, this place just erupted after that. That's what they needed. Explosive play and Pimp to the rescue.
That's it, baby.
Pimpleton has 285 combined yards here this evening after that monster return. The Stampeders having trouble getting their offense going. The problem is, you don't convert, you got to kick it away. And this man's waiting on the other end. 26-3 Red Blacks after the Pimpleton touchdown. Offensively making grabs along the sideline. Bit of an adventure earlier on a punt return that he let sit on the turf for a little bit too long, but immediately went back to work trying to make up for it. Catches, returns, you name it, and now it's the big one all the way to the end zone for a 26-3 advantage for the Red Blacks. And you felt it coming, building momentum. All of these blockers out in front. Looking like a running back there, holding on to his lead blocker.
Those are fresh young legs right there. I just shouldn't. He just He's sprinting to the end zone. He's not just laboring to the end zone. He's flying. And on full display today. Absolutely a joy to watch.
Peyton Logan wondering if he can make a play. Try and answer it. The coverage unit right there. Elite coverage from the Ottawa REDBLACKS has become the standard. And in terms of return average, they have the best kickoff return average in the CFL, the 4th best punt return average. That was with Devontae Devon. They just plug and play this guy, and off to the races they go.
Yeah, you know, we had pleasure speaking to these people and these players, and real pleasure last week speaking to Khalil Pimpleton. I know that his uncles Chris, Kirky, and Ernie are back in Muskegon, Michigan, watching. Hopefully they are in some way, shape, or form watching their nephew do his thing. Yeah, he's pretty special. We're happy.
15 touches, including 7 catches on 10 targets. Calgary has to get their offense going here in the second half. Cam Eccles back in the lineup, makes a grab, rolls his way over 2 defenders up across the 40-yard line. Davian Taylor right there to try and wrap him up, but Jake Maier is going to have to start pushing the football down the field a little bit, you think, Matty, as time winds on.
Yeah, but, you know, his success is because he's been patient and not doing that, right? And picking his spots, and now he's down 23, and we'll see if he can be patient here and find his receivers.
Drops that one down for Reggie Begelton, who thought about trying to go over the top of a Darius Pickett with nowhere else to go. But Pickett and Begelton say hello to each other. It's a first down for the Stamps.
Yeah, you know, a little hot under the counter. I think Pickett is a little upset that they gave up a chunk play there, a bit of one anyway, about 15, 16, 17 yards. And Pickett says, "You want to go over me? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're not jumping over me. I'm the Darius Pickett. I'm the party starter."
It's the second down conversion of the ball game for the Stampeders as they try to get lined up here. Jalen Philpott motions into the backfield, and they'll give him a carry. Inside run this time is Philpott. Get a couple of those kind of touches a game.
Pretty straightforward for the big guys up front. Just come off the ball, man on man, kick the man out, and let Philpott do his thing. He picks up 6.
They'll take out middlemost, leave Cole Tucker in the ball game, put an extra offensive lineman in here on 2nd down and 4, and Dave Dickinson.
That's how they started the game.
Yeah, starting to mix and match the personnel packages a little bit as Rodine Brown, 18th overall pick out of Alberta in 2022, also in as a tight end. And now it looks like there'll be a timeout.
Timeout, Calgary.
By the Calgary Stampeders. Bob Dice was close to calling a timeout, and there was a negotiation. Said, no, they called it first before we did.
I think even the sideline official right there, he thought it was the REDBLACKS, and yeah, he's got his microphone, and he's hearing one thing. He's doing what he's hearing, and it was actually Calgary that called the timeout. Bobby kind of got caught up in the wash.
Time. We're going to reset the clock to 7:54.
Whoa, easy now. Yeah, seriously, that's what I got to work with. Yeah. Which one do you like?
I'll get there.
All right. I like that guy right there.
That's the one?
No, but he's getting ready for December. The guy on the right's got to play a little catch up. I like it, though. Getting treated anyways, getting a present right here, July.
There over the middle, completed the 40. And if you need sustainability, consistency, and production, it feels like this is where Jake Maier just starts to go, you know what? Reggie Begelton's my guy.
Yeah, he's going to be my guy for the rest of the game. In fact, he's got a chance to catch 30 balls because I'm going to throw it up and I'm going to find 84 all over the football field until they take him away. Man or zone, he's going to be there. He's a pretty special player. Lamar University down there in Southeast Texas.
That comes up to Maier, hands it off. Dedrick Mills cuts it back. Sometimes bounces off 2 tacklers and brought down at the 25-yard line. So back-to-back plays, Begelton, now Mills. The offense has got something going.
And they got that run game going, and hey, plenty of time. 7:02 in the 3rd quarter. You're down 23. There's no 23-point play in the playbook. He's got to go get them one at a time. You got to answer a score with the score right now. And Dave Dickinson understands that as well as anybody. Got to have a balanced attack if you're going to give your team a chance. You just can't force the issue.
Gain of 14 for the third-year man out of Nebraska. Mills will empty out this time. They go with a screen. Jalen Philpott tries to get it up the chute, bounces off one tackler. And then Darius Pickett is there to finish him off as Javon Santos Knox on the spot as well. But nice design and execution, and Jalen gets up having a little conversation with Pickett.
Well, as he should. He's just right up here. And a little hit screen, a little posse out front, and you get help from the back. Kicking out, right bang there. Jalen feels the hole, hits it, as he does so well, and picks up 9. Easy pass completion, keep momentum. What you got to do is secure the football here, always. And because that'll kill the Mo in a hurry if you're the Calgary Stampeders. Just hang on to it.
Yeah, Tommy Stevens, the wrecking ball, checks in short yardage. Rolls his way to the left-hand side. Got a little bit of a push, just needed to get barely beyond the 15-yard line as Stevens 15 of 15 in third and short situations. 4 rushing touchdowns on the season, second in the CFL. And we'll see where they spot this football. It is a first down for the Stampeders.
Yeah, that's huge. Keep this momentum going. Got to have points here. Got to have 7. Basically every time you touch the football.
Not that many possessions left in this football game for Calgary, and the Ottawa offense working well. The Stamps have got to match it here. Mayer looks the way of Beggleton, fades to his left, pumps pressure on from behind, tripped up and brought down. Tried to get it out of his hands a couple of different times, and in his 2024 debut, Kenny Onyeka out of Carleton, he'll get credit.
Yeah, I saw him working with Greg Marshall, D-line coach, here last week in the end zone, and Buffalo girls around the outside, and he goes and gets him one, and Jake Mayer's got to have more presence than that, understanding that he's got to get on his horse. He just can't be lollygagging in that situation. These guys are playing for real, and Onyeka just tracks him down, says thank you.
Now what will Mayer do to answer? Ottawa crowd into it. 4-man rush. Mayer again hangs on to it. Throws it as he's falling down. Somehow has the arm strength to get it all the way up to the 7-yard line. And Cam Eccles made the grab. I have no idea how Mayer got that all the way to the sideline while falling down, Matty.
Yeah, right up here. And he's going to go up there and work back to the football because he sees his quarterbacks under duress. Go deep. Come back. Come back. I don't know. His knee might have been off the ground. I thought he might have been up. Jake just strong arms it out there as much as he can with people in his kitchen sink, and then see if he's touched when his knees are down here. Let it run, let it run, let it run. Yeah, he's touched. Definitely down there, 3rd and 3.
Late substitution. Stroud Baltimore checking in off the Ottawa sideline. There's confusion from the Red Blacks defensively. Mayer in the gun, 3rd and 3 from the Ottawa 8. Takes the run, throws it into traffic, incomplete. Turnover on downs, no flags on the turf.
Webb just playing the route. Evan Webb just playing the route. 4th-year player from Ohio State said, not on my watch.
David Webb, 9 tackles and an interception last week. This time all over Mark-and Michelle.
Take a look at it. I love what we're looking at here. Just watch this man right here, and then watch Webb on the inside. They're gonna pass this off. Webb reads it nicely. He's got hands on him right there. I don't know if it's enough to knock him off his spot, but definitely hands on Mark-and Michelle, and a nice switch and communication on the back end defensively. Dickey Hudson. Dickey couldn't challenge that. He wants to. Says, I just want to throw stuff.
It was too late for him to get the challenge in, so Ottawa takes possession deep in their own end and over the top immediately. You need some breathing room? Just dial 3 to 15.
But just the effortlessness of that throw. It was just so smooth, and the ball's out early, and it's perfectly thrown. Just watch this guy run this route here, and as he comes out of his break, ball's in the air, over the top of the corner, on the money, breathing room, granted. Well, that's playing football right there. high-level football by a young quarterback making his 10th start.
Smooth operator Drew Brown here tonight as Ben Major.
10th start.
Yeah,
Marshall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive, right? Just correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, that's just, it's fun to watch.
It's great to see him put the ball wherever he wants it. This time he leads Jalen Ackland outside up the field, but a great defensive play. Trey Roberson on the corner comes in, makes the tackle, 2nd down.
Trying to get a block, but Trey Roberson's, no, I've been there, done that too many times, folks. Take that trash back. Yeah. Over the top. It's Martin trying to get it done, but Trey Roberson already leveraged him, and he's going low, and the damage is done. 1-yard loss.
2nd and 11. Brown converted a lot of these through the air tonight. Pressure on. Julian Hauser gets home to him. And a sack for a Calgary Stampeders team that's dearly needed action in the backfield. Not just tonight, but all season long. They only had 6 tackles for loss coming in, last in the CFL. Only had 5 sacks coming in, also last.
Julian Hauser right there. Gonna get it done. Been playing a while from Clarion University. 6 seasons, 2nd with the Stamps. Well, that's huge, man. Get off the field after that nice completion to buy the Red Blacks some room deep back in their own end, and then shut it down from there and get the ball back. See if they can't get a major as opposed to zeros.
The turnover on downs, and looks like Ottawa might have something going after the great corner out completion to Dominique Grimes. Instead, it's a punt from Richie Leone to Peyton Logan. Stutters his feet and gets wrapped up almost immediately back at his own 48-yard line as Julian Hauser, you say, Matty, been in the league for a while now, signing in free agency with the Calgary Stampeders to make plays like this. The defense coming alive for the Stamps. They need their offense to get some run support. Alberta dealing with the forest fire, specifically a town that is near and dear to my heart and many people that enjoy the CFL across the country, as Jasper, Alberta has been devastated over the last couple of days and certainly hoping to try and rebuild themselves. But anyone who's watching out there, let's go down to Matthew Shineni with a little bit on what the Calgary Stampeders are hoping to do in the near future, Matty.
Speechless, Marshall, is what the Stampeders are telling me after seeing scenes of what it's like in Jasper. I spoke to team president Jay McNeil, and he himself said the Stampeders are organizing some kind of event, some kind of charity outreach to the people of Jasper for the next home game on August 4th. And McNeil is also hoping that the club can accommodate those displaced by the fires. Just absolutely tragic, Marshall. But the Stampeders, their thoughts tonight with the people of Jasper.
Yep, absolutely. As we all are one of the greatly uniquely Canadian towns in the middle of our magically rocky playground, as Jake Mayer pass incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down, but one of the great places in Canada, and you don't have to be an Elks or a Stampeders fan to be somebody who's enjoyed going into the Rockies and spending time with loved ones, so we're thinking of them tonight.
More pressure by the Red Blacks, sensing that Calgary's getting a little mo. Cormier off the edge. Hurries Jake Mayer's thought process and dreams of picking up decent yardage. Got to throw that one away.
We near the end of the 3rd quarter. The Ottawa defense continues to do their thing. Jake Mayer feeling the pressure this time. They'll find Deidre Mills out the back door, trying to make a man miss in the open field, but Lucas Cormier is making plays. All of a sudden, the Mount A product.
Yeah, when you're born in Sacside, New Brunswick, you better be a tackler, and he showed us in 2 plays. Yeah, I could bring the havoc. Right here, open field, and one of the best in the league. Leading rusher, Deidre Mills. Keep him short of the sticks, Lucas Cormier. As you mentioned, Marshall, Mount Allison showing off right now in those 2 plays.
Tony Stevens back into the ball game here in short yards. 3rd and less than a yard. Usually automatic, and it is after a 2nd effort by Stevens, and that is how the 3rd quarter will end. At one point in that quarter, Calgary had a 10-play, 67-yard drive. Took almost 7 minutes, and it came down to a turnover on downs. But Khalil Pimpleton, with the big touchdown return, has the Red Blacks in control, headed to the 4th.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you in part by...
Tonight, by being able to have a combination. It's the complementary football stuff that Bob Dice is always so proud of.
Well, bend don't break there in the third quarter. 0 points put up by the Calgary Stampeders, who possessed the ball a lot for that third quarter. And there's improvement by them for sure. But at the end of the day, Damon Webb said no in 3rd and short, down knocking at the door in the red zone, and they got him off the football field. And yeah, it's been Cormier who shut him down there, and they had to work really hard. Tommy Stevens had to come in for another short yardage just to continue this drive, see if they can't get back in this. But that Ottawa Red-Black team is feeling pretty salty right now.
Dave Mara would love to get in the end zone. Been a long night for him. This isn't going to make it feel any better. Trying a little slip screen, especially starting the fourth. Man, they talked about that all during the quarter break. Guys, what are we going to call? How are we going to execute it? And Ottawa was ready once again.
Davion Taylor, right side of your screen. Watch him just come flying down in front of the tackle, trying to get out there. And that's, yeah, that's McHugh in the center trying to get out there. Not a chance in space with Taylor flying around the way he is. Just a heads-up play, forcing another second and long for the Stampeders.
Bad downs and distances, too much tonight for the Stampeders. How does Dave Dickinson try to dial up something to get them out of this? They go vertical routes down the field, have to take a check down as Jalen Philpott makes the grab, and they'll get turned around at the 33-yard line. Man, this from start to finish, the very first play all the way here to the fourth quarter. The Red Blacks defense are just relentless tonight.
Yeah, they are. Just a lot of moving parts up front, not rushing many people there, just 4. But they're creating angles and getting in the backfield, getting Jake off his spot. And then it's the back end flying around, making tackles. Yeah, that's a tackling machine, doing it with the posse, not just one guy. Just heads up defensive football.
We haven't said his name since way back in the first quarter, but Rennie Paredes.
Well, you're not going to win this ball game with Randy coming out there finishing drives.
The 4th most tenured Stampeder with 218 games played. They'll be 2nd all-time by the end of 2024. Frustration for the Stamps, but they do have 3 more on the board. Down by 20 here on Friday Night Football.
However you move, do it together. Let's go.
Critics are raving about Deadpool and Wolverine.
I guess we're getting that team up after all.
We're just getting started.
Yes! Let this man cook!
In theaters and IMAX everywhere now.
Italy.
KFC's $5 sandwich of the day is back. Only in Canada.
Have a great trip.
What? Sit down.
Not everyone's happy, but you will be.
Inez, you're using Head and Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes.
You should use it every wash. Otherwise, the flakes will come back.
He's right,
Is that Tiny Troy?
There's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy.
Make every wash count.
Welcome back to Ottawa. It's been 46 years since starting 4-0 at home for the Ottawa REDBLACKS, and Drew Brown is at the controls with more. Here's Matthew Shinetti.
We're learning so much, Marsh and Maddie, about Drew Brown and his philosophy. Speaking to him yesterday, he talked about staying present, and although it's something that we hear so much from football players, maybe Drew Brown kind of understands it more than most. He was speaking to me about the time that he spent with Zach Collaros and watching Jeremiah Masoli as he was recovering from his injury, but specifically, Drew Brown lost his father a year ago this month, and maybe you can read that presence of mind that he has on his hat. Here for a good time, not a long time. And as I was speaking to him yesterday, the way that he sees the game, as much as it's about the yardage and the preparation, is really about connecting with the game itself through his teammates, through the moments. And speaking even to those close to Drew Brown before the game, they talked about him wanting to celebrate every single milestone in this game. And I was able to speak to Zach Collaros as well this week, and he said as much as Drew Brown has the talent, really, it's about how good of a person he is. Marsh?
Yeah, absolutely, Matthew. It's something echoed by Bob Dice in our conversations with him this week. I'll hand it off to Braylon Addison. plunges his way forward for the gain of a few. But really, at the top, when you come in and you're the big contract guy and you're going to be the new quarterback who's going to save the franchise and all the rest, it takes a pretty humble and down-to-earth person to kind of walk in and go, hi, my name is Drew, and I'm going to start from the very bottom of this and try to figure it out with all of you guys. And Bob Dye said that's exactly what he did when he came.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. You said it, humility. It's not a me-first game. You get to learn your teammates, their strengths and weaknesses. You work together, and you learn to trust one another. It's a good play by DeMario Houston, reading that, breaking that up before Pimp could get his hands on it. Pimpleton went up high for it. But DeMario Houston, the veteran, first time off the IL since week 4. Inside break on it. Yeah, just the way it's done right there. Been there, done that 100 times, and Mario just making it look easy on a guy that's had a night already.
That felt like DeMario was a little something extra for the night that he's had to have chasing around.
Trying to take something out of that kid, right? Slow down.
Long night chasing around the speedster. On the scene here in Ottawa is Peyton Logan, once again buried Lucas Cormier.
Saying hello in this second half.
And a flag comes out at the end, a 52-yard punt. And the Mountie, Cormier, makes the play on special teams. The coverage units continue to do their job and pin the Stampeders offense with a full field to earn it. Penalized at the end of that last play as Peyton Logan trying to find anywhere to run. Cormier finishes it off, and then Vreda just kind of awkwardly stumbles over the top of the pile, and it's a piling on call.
I think he lost his footing. He tripped.
So it'll cost him some field position here as the Stampeders begin their drive. Jake Mayer steps up in the pocket, makes 2-man miss, and then slides down at the 45. Did well to pick his way through for a gain of 10, close to the first down, and looks like they will indeed come close to moving the sticks.
Drop off Santos Knox, just rushed 4. Jake, I think the Red Blacks will give Jake that all game.
Well, I've just watched Jalen Philpott here, turns around and goes, what are you doing?
Yeah, and Jake says, I'm really not sure. Getting down as quick as I could.
They're plucking away, trying to find some answers offensively off the edge. Kind of came clean that time. Damon Webb and Javon Santos Knox met.
Mayer's like, wait, Tommy! Tommy, where are you? Thought this was your job. And Jake stayed in for that short yardage situation, and this is what Tommy usually takes. Bam, bam.
Oof. And an injured Calgary Stampeder is down on the far side of the field, the backside, away from the play. And
that's a big boy.
Yeah, up onto his feet. Looks like that's Eric Smith, who's the left tackle. Because the trainers came out, he will have to head to the sideline. So now you're talking about Zach Williams being down. You're going to have to play Christian Cano and Rodin Brown. So we'll see where they slot this offensive line. As they dress 7, they're down to 5.
Running out of choices.
They do have a couple of defensive linemen that have.
That's typically where you go.
Ryan Leader out of McMaster is
we need 290 plus. Let's go. Bring him in here. I don't care what his position he plays. Let's go. Let's go. What am I playing, Coach? Doesn't matter. Get in there. We don't have any choices.
Smith thought he was going to walk right back into the huddle. But
a couple of the big boys right there later, and he's going about 265.
If he goes in offensive line, he'll be number 57. They'd have to do the quick jersey swap on him. Leader got his first career sack just a few short weeks ago.
Sorry, Ryan, I was a little generous with your weight there, about 245.
Underneath, Cole Tucker makes the grab, pulled backwards before he could reach the 50-yard line, so a gain of 4.
Yeah, just rallying, man. Just he can come around right to left. Jake's gonna find him, and then it's just rally. Just good tackling, team tackling. I'll hold him up. Javon, you just take a pot shot.
Snap comes up on Mayer, pressure on. He goes over the middle once again. They struggled early on with second down conversions, last in the CFL at 40%.
Marcus like, wow. Yeah, he just spotted that ball, and everybody knew where it was going. Markin was closest to it, and he had to catch it, and he did. Move the sticks, and kind of limping away from that one.
It was a rarity for the Calgary Stampeders Margin of difference between them and their opponents the last 4 games. 4 points, 3 points, 3 points, and 1 point. As now an inside run. Peyton Logan plucking away. Up again close to the first down marker, but they've played in a ton of close games, and this one has not been that for much of the night.
Just press it and then bounce it back. That's what he does. Such a good.
The ruling on the field is a first down.
Yang
the ruling on the
Dietrich
field is a
Mills,
first down.
But right now, down 20.
The ruling on the field is a first down. First down. First down.
Well, first down here signaled from referee Ben Major as they survive Eric Smith being out for a couple of plays after getting dinged. And now they make wholesale changes to go back to as standard a huddle as they possibly can. Dietrich Mills alongside Jake Mayer, Cam Eccles, Cole Tucker, and Reggie Begelton to the top of your screen. Middlemost and Jalen Philpott to the bottom. Mayer loads it up, takes a shot. Sean Baltimore waiting for and can't catch the punt over his shoulder as Cam Eccles was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Baltimore looking for his 5th. He's right up here in a simple route, go route, and he's playing it. Didn't take the bait on the stutter. Eccles wasn't even close, and Sherrard's playing deep anyways, outside. He's got 4 in his career, and just going to leave it right there.
2nd and 10. Calgary second down conversions. They were 1 of 9 in the first half, 5 of 9 here in the second half. Significantly better, but only 3 points to show for it in either half. Trying to rally to the football here. Middlemost
really
wrapped
nice.
up and brought down.
That's my guy. That's my guy, Lamont. Getting it done here. I just like how he plays, man. He was jumping something early there, and it's interesting that sit-downs, I heard him say that in games he learned that he's got to make receivers and check him out early and try him early so he can figure him out, so he's not doing that when the game's on the line towards the end of the ball game. And Lamont's showing you some moxie already and some veteran play in open field.
Shallow crossing routes here. He'll never get to them.
That's Bryce. That is Bryce.
Lorenzo Molden.
He is the recipient of Bryce Carter getting there early, and then Malden finishes him off. Watch this. I'm coming from the right. I'm going to go low. Boom. You get him high.
26-6 of all 9 CFL stadiums in 16. Had some car trouble. It broke down. There was a cab involved. There was an emergency travel situation. But Chris Tomafichuk is going to finish out in Toronto tomorrow for his final of 9 games.
What's going on here on the right? This girl in the yellow fingernails, and she's... What is happening there? Sorry, she's stealing your thunder. You know, I've never seen that guy imbibe on this tour. He's focused. He's doing it for a great cause, too.
Yes, he is. I saw him before the game, and tremendous effort to make it, even through adversity, battling through adversity, just like a CFL player. Chris Tomafichuk. Wishing safe travels to Toronto to finish it out tomorrow as this completion goes to Justin Hardy.
Just like everything about number 2.
Pretty easy to see why he had record completions in the NCAA, isn't it? He's just always open.
And he knows, and he's got sweet hands, and he knows what to do with it after he catches it. He got the ability to, and he plays bigger than he is.
Came in
nice job by Kobe Williams. Trailing.
Came in with 47 targets, leading the way for the Ottawa REDBLACKS. Adding to that significantly here tonight as Drew Brown continues to have a night. Now slipping it out to Braylon Addison. And in the flats, a second down conversion across the 55.
A guy I like in too, Rashid Bailey, who was let go by the Toronto Argonauts today. And Rashid is right here, and he's going to slip out, cross in front of Drew Brown. Braylon Addison, and he's going to slip out in front and showing you how diversified he is. Well, I love it. The more you can do.
Could you imagine if a CFL roster had like 3 of those? 3 Braylon Addisons? The chaos you could create with the motion in the CFL? Just do absolutely everything. DA's been everywhere tonight. Pressure on, get it out. And Jalen Ackland, great open field tackle That time it was Sanders coming down in his first year out of Nevada.
I'm going to say that's more for a Hardy and an Addison than an Ackland there. You know, I'm just saying. Ackland's more up the field in soft zones, finding it. That's a nice open field tackle there by that young man. Doesn't look like much, but getting the job done in that play, forcing the second and long.
Under the radar, trying to block out in front was the 5'8" Khalil Pimpleton against the 6' Trey Roberson with those long arms on Roberson. Brown stands in, gets this one away, completes. Hardy spins back against the grain, and he'll be tackled right there, but another completion as Demario Houston finishes it off, but can't stop Drew Brown to just about anybody right now. It's going to Hardy, it's going to Addison, it's going to Ackland.
Watch him deliver the mail on this one. This is beautiful. Pressure in the face. Dime.
By Calgary.
Come back and get it, a little something, something. Well, that's pretty to watch.
Timer, please reset the clock to 5:17. 5:17.
Drew Brown well clear, up over 300 yards here tonight after we saw Jake Mayer do the same.
50 eligible. 50 eligible.
Last week against the BC Lions. Asked Dave Dickinson about how Jake Mayer has been playing, and he said, well, Jake's good, but there's a lot of quarterbacks playing at a really high level across the CFL. He mentioned Vernon Adams Jr. and a host of others. I think he's probably going to be looking at Drew Brown after tonight as well.
Yeah, a couple of veterans that have been nicked up, and Trevor Harris and Cody Fajardo. Talking about playing high level. Those two guys were killing it early.
Under center, little speed sweep this time to Justin Hardy. So he spins away from two men. Right? Cam Judge finally spins him out of bounds alongside Demario Houston. 15 yards added to the rushing tally after the handoff under center.
Misdirection, fly sweep. Tommy Condell, offensive coordinator, really calling a beautiful game.
Well, Texas high school football there under center, a little speed sweep. Braylon Addison in the backfield.
You know,
make your heart weep.
As a quarterback, you know, I like all of that. Fun to execute, all about timing. Takes a lot of time and practice to make that right and make it work out here. Well done.
Brown hands it off. Addison wrapped up after a gain of a couple. And again, if you're just joining us, Raquel Armstead ejected after taking 2 objectionable conduct penalties. So Braylon Addison, not traditional running back, but in the lineup here and mixing and matching alongside Justin Hardy.
You know, I was, and you mentioned Braylon Addison. I was going off about Rasheed Bailey being released by the Toronto Argonauts this year, and what a jack of all trades he's been, not only for Winnipeg, and he thought he was going to fit into that mode in Toronto, and he, in my opinion, unexpectedly released today. But a guy like Braylon Addison just showing you how versatile it is to have a guy like him on the field.
Pressure on Brown, back foot, lobs it up for Dom Rhymes, tries to high point it. They'll call pass interference on Brandon Dozier. As Brown up onto his feet, after getting rolled backwards, the heavies will come in, including Dustin Crum, to try and finish this drive off from the 1.
End zone. Therefore, it's going to be first down for Ottawa at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, this could be a mismatch. There's Dom right here, and he cut right in the middle. They're going to have a little switch, and Dozier's going to be on the big man. He's inside out, and then Dom kind of undercuts him, tries to go and get the ball's floated a little bit. But he's definitely all over him there, so he can't extend that full outreach of his catch radius. And simple call.
Dustin Crum into the ball game, short yardage, plunges his way forward. And touchdown REDBLACKS. Release the fireworks as they add to their advantage. No Crum back required here tonight. Like the overtime thriller when Crum was the starter in Calgary last year.
Wasn't easy. Got that last yard done, though. Big boys up front firing out. They won the battle. Teats in there just pounding away, trying to stop Dustin Crum. He's been there, done that, though. That guy just, he finds the end zone, doing the dirty work. This is 13th career rushing TD.
Lewis Ward with the extra point.
Wow.
As we look back at the touchdown, and Dustin Crum, real good at the short yardage stuff, proved well last year, running and developing his throwing game as well, but it took every effort to get him across the goal line here and create a 33-6 Red Blacks lead.
Yeah, with Hicks, Judge, Dozier, everybody trying to get involved there. Game's out of hand. Down 27 now. There's still a lot of effort there by the Stampeders. They're going to have to figure this one out, because this was, I don't even know so much about Stampeders as it was more about the Red Blacks here at home, figuring it out to win 4 at home here and go to 5-2. Crowd is loving it, watching this football team come together with their young quarterback at the helm.
For Ottawa, 2014 win over Edmonton last week. Next, got themselves a bye, and looking forward to seeing what they can do the remainder of the season. But they're cutting wood cookies and they're winning football games at home. It's been a while since we've said that consistently here in Ottawa, but they are happy to be piling up the wins here at TD Place as Gary Johnson Jr. makes the special teams tackle, and we will get a chance to see Logan Bonner checking in. So Jake Mayer's ball game is done at 33-6.
Rowlett, Texas, played his high school football at Rowlett High School. He's got, started Arkansas State, Utah State. You can see it right there. And started playing ball when he was like 6, 7 years old. Spread offense. He's used to the Canadian Football League style and chunking it around. And talking to Nick Lewis part of the game, he says he's a gamer.
Bonner will hand it off inside, going nowhere to Dedrick Mills. We saw Matthew Schultz standing there alongside Jake Mayer as well. He's on the 6-game injured list as they've mixed and matched their quarterback room. And we have hit the 3-minute warning here as the Red Blacks getting set to move themselves into the win column once again and hand the Stampeders their 4th road quarterback. I thought Nick Arbuckle was going to get the start.
Wow.
I thought.
Number 2 guy's always better.
Based on how he ended the game against Hamilton, I thought. But they'll go with Cam Dukes as the starter. That game coming up for you tomorrow as Logan Bonner fires one towards Jalen Philpott. Incomplete. Leandre Lamont was the closest man.
Well, take a shot. Was this a catchable ball? Right up here. Let's see. Let's see. Long throw. Kind of a crazy route. Little on the inside. I don't think Jalen was expecting it there. Maybe the outside shoulder, but not 3 yards on the inside.
How many fly and dies do you think that Bonner has run with Jalen Philpott at practice? Probably not many.
No, but if that was a fly and die, I'm not bringing him in there. I'm putting it on the sideline. I think Bonner wants that one back.
No doubt. Dropping it down to the 30-yard line here. Khalil Pimpleton says, I've had an eventful night. Step out of bounds, let my offense back out on the turf.
Mighty big team. Mighty big.
As the Red Blacks about to move themselves to 5-2 on the season after back-to-back wins against Edmonton. They will get a victory here tonight against Calgary. And they've already taken, obviously, the Edmonton season series. They will play again in Calgary on August 15th with a chance to sweep the Alberta teams. But 5-2, pretty impressive considering the record they've had in general and at home over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, next 5 against Western teams. And to me, that's very unusual blip in the schedule. But next 5 against Western teams. So we'll see how you stack up against the other conference.
Stampeders now be 0-5 in their last 5 trips to an East Division stadium as Braylon Addison doing his best.
What are we doing? Still seeing Drew Brown out there.
Well, Drew Brown.
Throw Mazzoli in there. Let the crowd go crazy.
That would be a great moment, wouldn't it?
That'd be great.
Great to have Jeremiah back in uniform here in Ottawa as he watched a masterful performance by Drew Brown to take down the Calgary Stampeders, and it means that the only West Division team to win a road game this season remains BC and Saskatchewan. No other West team has won on the road in the East. There goes BA. They'll open up the wheels and coast out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't know. He's afraid body parts are about to fall off after his afternoon or evening. But this is a nice, it was well blocked. He presses it, finds a hole, and then exploits it and bounces outside. He says, no, I'm going to shut it down. It's been a long day. Brandon Addison stepping up in areas that he probably really didn't think he was going to be playing. Rock Armstead out of the lineup due to a couple of miscues with him. Sent him into the locker room early.
He is just a quintessential CFL locker room guy, though. Hey, American receiver who steps up and says, yeah, I can do whatever you need. As they'll hand it off. Once again, jump cut back and third straight carry.
It's an impressive 1-yard run.
Done a
impressive
lot of
effort by the Stampeders defensive line to get in the backfield there, not shutting it down. Everything's on tape. Everybody's playing for time and pride at this point. And you're looking at Wiley, Hauser, Hicks, a lot of guys up front trying to make it happen. That's what it's all about. Earning your paycheck. Brent Monson still coaching them up. They'll be breaking this one down in a big way tomorrow as Drew Brown continues to stay out there and get the job done.
Had another completion this one. Goes to Justin Hardy. Great open field tackle once again. Trey Roberson flying in from the field corner.
Yeah, and you know those things will go a long way tomorrow in film and going. Effort. 1:32 on the clock, and we got a veteran coming up flying, making tackles. And those last two plays, that series is good on the Calgary Stampeders and Dave Dickinson's crew for not giving up as they've been outplayed tonight.
Richie Leone will come out to send this one away. The return game tried to get something going, but Ottawa REDBLACKS, their coverage units, they do not make life easy for anyone. They found a winning formula, especially here at home, but really in general. Effective quarterback play, get 2 and outs on defense, and cover like this. Time after time after time. Down the field, Alonzo Adai makes the tackle, but it was not a solo effort.
Corey Mack, first of all, it's great punt. Hang time, unbelievable. Rich Leone. And then just people just hustling down. Corey McDermott, special teams coordinator, just gotta love this. A minute left on the clock. Just get off of me. I'm just getting there.
I gave all the love to Alonzo Adai. That was a Darius Pickett.
Starting Sam linebacker, been out there making plays.
You want to talk about effort in film session? How about showing that as your starting Sam linebacker ripping down the field?
That's what pro ball's all about, man. Take pride in what you do.
Logan Bonner in the game for Jake Mayer, completes. Cam Echols is pretty easy to see the strength of arm that number 1 possesses.
Well, he's been slinging around his entire life. And over 1,000 times as a collegiate player. Over almost 600 times, 650 times as a high school player. He likes slinging it.
And this one incomplete off the hands of Jalen Philpott. As you can see, Philpott with a bit of a laugh. He knows that this is a tough night for him. And as we look at a quarterback wearing number 1, I'm thinking right now about Henry Burris, obviously his connection to the Ottawa football franchise here.
And the Stamps.
Yeah, and the Stampeders. And it reminds me that as much as Jake Mayer had a tough evening here tonight, and that's why Logan Bonner's in. 34 consecutive starts for Jake Mayer ties him with Henry Burris and Jeff Garcia for consecutive starts. Only Flutie and Burris have more, so
yeah,
Mayer climbing his way up. Oh yeah,
a lot more.
Tough to get to either of those guys, but pretty impressive.
Tough night for Jake, and he'll bounce back. His team falls to 3 and 4. Logan Bonner trying to make hay while the sun's up and gets an opportunity. He hasn't done it many times, but there's a look at Jake. Would not have, probably would have went all in, you know, at the beginning of the game. Said, there's no way we lose this, right? We're going to come up here and we're on a roll. We beat BC last week, and things are going to go our way. Well, REDBLACKS had a different outcome.
CFL week to week, you just never know. As this one off the hands of Peyton Logan was saying this past week in Hamilton on Saturday night, okay, so Montreal's the team to beat. Toronto beats them. And Hamilton hasn't won yet. Well, Hamilton beats Toronto. Well, now Calgary beats BC. Calgary comes in. Ottawa beats them, right? It's, you never know.
Yeah, but we know one thing. Ottawa's good, solid football team. And I think that Logan Bonner's got a little more on the football than Jake Mayer does, and the guys are having problems squeezing it here late.
Inside half a minute remaining, the Stampeders offense on 2nd and 10. Bonner steps out of the pocket, looks downfield, falls down as he rips this one to the 55 and 4 yards after the catch. For Tyson Middlemost is a first down for the Stamps.
I mentioned it earlier. Tried to anyways. Nick Lewis, receiver coach for the Calgary Stampeders, Hall of Famer and receiver himself, talked to me about Logan Bonner. Said that he's a gamer. When the lights come on, Logan Bonner shows up.
Gain of 26 on that last snap. Now Rayson John makes a grab. Goes for a gain of 7 or 8. He's in the lineup tonight as Clark Barnes couldn't go. We'll see if he returns next week when the Argonauts make their way to McMahon Stadium as Drew Brown gets set to celebrate. And I've got to think he's got to be given a very big hug to Braylon Addison for stepping in and rescuing the running back position and the offense here this evening. It's going to be an ice tub Friday night for BA.
Yeah.
A lot of hits taken, a lot of pass protection, and Drew Brown got the time he needed to find open receivers as the final snap, barring penalty. And Bonner will roll to his left and hits the deck. That kind of night for Calgary as the Ottawa REDBLACKS 4-0 at home for the first time in 46 years.
30 of 37 for that kid right there, 325 yards, and made it look pretty easy against a defense that made the best in the league, what people consider the best in the league, VA, look normal last week. Drew Brown picked him apart, had himself an evening.